Hello everybody, Clay Frederick of the Horror Franchise, back at it with another Halloween the Game video. I had to turn the camera from right here to right here because the glare from my windows over here are pretty much blocking this fantastic feature, I guess. But anyways, I did say that I was eventually going to do a breakdown of this gameplay reveal trailer. And I figured, why the hell not? Since I'm so excited for this game, if you couldn't tell from the previous video me reacting to the trailer, I thought, let's go ahead and just do it. So, right off the bat, I want to say, it's not perfect quality. I did my best to make it look as noticeably better than how I presented it, because I took this camera, stuck it to the TV, and recorded it. The reason why I did that, because I'm old school and my laptop's old and junky and I had no way of actually getting actual footage saved on here because I suck and I don't know how to mess with technology in that way. So I want to apologize in advance if you can't tell what's going on here, if you can't make out the features. So I'm going to do the best I can. So before we even get started, let's go ahead and let's just watch it, and we'll see if it turns out good in y'all's favor. So let's go ahead and get it over with.
Rarely do teams get the incredible opportunity of exploring and creating a game around iconic horror legends like Michael Myers. In Halloween, players get to relive that fateful night in 1978 and step back into the town of Haddonfield, Illinois. I'm Miles Dompierre from IllFonic, and today I'm thrilled to present an extended look at gameplay for Halloween. With the help of Unreal Engine 5, we've been able to reconstruct the quiet town of Haddonfield in stunning detail. Remaining authentic to the 70s era aesthetics was essential to how we crafted our play spaces. When players navigate these environments, they'll be surrounded by decor that delightfully preserves a special moment in time. Throughout these locations, randomized townsfolk NPCs are living their lives, completely unaware of the danger lurking right outside their windows. These NPCs serve as the game's primary objectives. Stepping behind the mask of this infamous killer, Michael's goal is to find, stalk, and kill the residents of Haddonfield before Halloween night ends. Once you've honed in and stalked a target, it's time to choose the perfect moment to strike. Michael comes equipped with an array of unpredictable endowments, but the most powerful is Shape Jump. When in Shape Jump, Michael is invisible to the naked eye. This is our interpretation of Michael's inexplicable tendency to suddenly appear in completely unexpected places and catch victims off guard. Players can also choose from a broad range of compelling civilian hero characters that have witnessed the wrath of Michael and need to warn their neighbors before it's too late. Finding an active phone will allow you to call the police and attempt to convince them to send in help. Just remember, you may be able to knock him down, but you can't kill the boogeyman. We hope you've enjoyed this extended look at gameplay for Halloween. We've only scratched the surface of what's shaping up to be a truly special and murderous sandbox horror experience. And we can't wait for you all to join us in Haddonfield when Halloween launches on September 8th, 2026.
Well, I hope you guys could see what was going on there. Again, I have to apologize that the quality may not be the best, but at least I try. Anyways, let's go ahead and break down this piece by piece. Let's start with the town of Haddonfield. It looks really nice, to be honest. I think the ambience, the mood, the atmosphere looks fantastic. The leaves, it just looks like a normal suburban town. The vehicles look very 70s. The Myers house is epic. The Myers house looks absolutely picture perfect. The interiors of the house look very nice. It looks like an actual living home. The fog, and of course the damn pumpkin looks really nice outside this porch or on the street. Characters. The characters look very nice. I like how they look. I like the. We don't really have names for them yet, but I would assume that they all have different attributes to them, like skills or perks or something. Or maybe they're just like Friday the 13th, the game, where every character has like different sets of stats that are strengths and weaknesses. Or it'd be like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where they each have some kind of a unique trait to them. Who knows? I think it'd be better if it'd be like Friday the 13th. Because from what I can tell so far, it looks like it might be a spiritual successor of Friday the 13th. But who knows? But I do like how the characters look so far. I would assume that their outfits are probably going to be customizable. Maybe their hair is going to be customizable. I know for sure IllFonic is known for good customizations for their characters. So far, if I were to pick a favorite out of the four, I'm going to go with, I think this is a punk rock chick. She looks like a punk rock girl. And I'm a sucker for punk rock people, so. And I guess this guy, I wouldn't say he's a punk rock guy. He's a mechanic. I'd say he looks like a mechanic. I like the bandana on his head. I would assume that there's some environmentals involved because this fence being broken here, I would assume Michael may be able to break through a fence or something. We don't know. Of course, calling the cops is going to be a no-brainer to try to convince the police that Michael is in town. But I do like that shot of the blonde here seeing the light flicker. I would assume that might have something to do with houses having these little power boxes on the sides of the houses. Pretty much reminiscent of Friday the 13th, the game, where you cut the power, it goes dark. There might be a fear mechanic for our heroes here. And of course, I had to save the man, the myth, the legend himself for last. Him standing here by the Myers house is awesome. This shot right here, the lighting and the way his mask looks is so fucking cool. Just the way he moved his head. It's perfect. Him walking down the street here, third person view, this here, epic. It's just epic. The pumpkin looks great. This shot right here, I love this shot of him just watching this NPC walk into the house like nothing's going on. Somebody watching TV here. I would assume that's an NPC. This right here, that I would assume it's probably part of his ability where Michael can go into first person mode and zoom in on a NPC and stalk them. And I would assume by what they were wording it out from that trailer, you hone in on a NPC or a hero, stalk them before you attack them, because that fits Michael's memo. That's who Michael is. He stalks his prey before he strikes. He just doesn't, he's not like Jason, a brute force who goes in and just straight up kills your ass. This shot of Michael right here walking by the decorations right here is super cool. I would assume this is a POV shot right here of Michael in first person stalking. Or maybe it's something that's in single player, who knows. This shot of Michael right here going down a hall is really creepy. A little bit more of him stalking. I saw a red flash there, so I would assume that means he fully stalked somebody. And this person right here with a flashlight going around a corner, and BAM! Michael got his ass. More shots of Michael here. Now this is the part that got me all excited. They call this Shapeshift. An ability where he can just hone in across the map, undetected and completely invisible to the human eye. Now there was a game mechanic that I had theorized for the longest time, even if they were going to make a Halloween game. And Michael would have this ability to morph like Jason did in Friday the 13th. And he would, instead of like certain key points across the map, he should morph into hiding spots like beds, closets, maybe bushes outside, or even in a car. Who knows? He hid in a car. He hid in Annie's car before he got her ass in the first movie. I mean, that way you can be undetectable, and if like a hero is coming around in his area, you can hear that breathing. Oh, that would be so cool. But hey, who knows? It may happen, it may not. Whatever they go for. Either way, I'm going to be a happy camper. Now that we covered that, the very excitement gets me a little concerned at this very moment. Now, I don't really talk about this much, or I've never really talked about it at all, but I've always liked the asymmetrical. If I could talk, that'd be nice. The asymmetrical games. Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Never played Evil Dead. I tried. Couldn't get into it. Predator Hunting Grounds. Fortnite. Fortnite's not horror, but still, it's online game. You know what I'm talking about. It's an online game. The one problem I've always had with these games, it always catered to survivors. Killers are always getting nerfed. And some people would always complain that the killers are overpowered. Well, if you played long enough, survivors are the ones that are overpowered. It's always the case. I've been playing these games for years. They always do that. Killers are supposed to be the overpowered ones. They're supposed to be the intimidating ones. It's not supposed to be the other way around. I don't care what your belief on that is. And I know it's all about balancing it out, but that's not balanced. Killers are supposed to be overpowered. Or at least make it to where they have an edge over you. Always. Always. I don't care who you are. Killers are supposed to be the ones that are intimidating, not the survivors. Which brings me to this. This reminds me of Friday the 13th right here. Bam. Bam. As cool as that looks, the sit-up is epic. Love the sit-up. But, here's my problem. You have all four of these people coming in, or you have the NPCs, even the police on top of you. How long are you going to be stunned? Now, the baseball bat, I like that animation where Michael just shrugs it off like, oh shit, I got hit with a bat. I'm just going to shrug that off. He gets hit, steps back a few feet, shrugs it off. I think that's nice. I think you're supposed to have a limit to being stunned. And I think that the weapons you use are supposed to have a much more limited. See, with Friday the 13th, with certain counselors can use a weapon longer than a good amount of them. And they would just use that to troll. Teabag. Dance. Act like they're all hot shit. But anyways, that's not fun for the killer. It's supposed to be fun on both sides. If you're playing as Michael Myers, he is supposed to be immune to that shit. Now, yes, of course, you can be stunned, but there has to be a limit. And the stun duration is another factor too. How long are you going to be stunned, especially when you're knocked back on your ass like that? It's very much reminiscent to Friday the 13th. I can already tell by looking at it. Friday the 13th vibes all the way. Friday the 13th is my favorite game of all time. It's been since I played it back in 2017. But the one thing I've always hated is how underpowered Jason was. Because you had 7 counselors. It would turn to 8 if you bring Tommy Jarvis back. So, out of all this hype, this is the only issue I have. And yes, I know what's his name from Tribex Studios, Compass International, has said you don't have to worry about that. They have stated that they are looking very hard into countering that. We'll have to wait and see. I hope that he's right. I hope that they really are looking into countering the bullying in this game. And not to mention the game design that I have told you so far. It's not about just rushing out. It's a slow-paced vibe. Halloween was about suspense scares. Friday the 13th had that too. But then, the game, Friday the 13th, the game, was just more boom. Jason can just spawn in right on top of you and kill immediately. Oh, excuse me. Wow. But even despite the flaws that I had with Friday the 13th, that's still a 10 out of 10 game to me, man. Like it. I love Friday the 13th, but this is not about Friday. This Halloween the game reminds me of Friday the 13th game. And IllFonic and Gun, they're involved. They made Friday the 13th, but Gun was the main developer. IllFonic's the main developer of this, and they are far more competent than Gun as of now. But I don't have any issues, despite the whole bullying aspect. I've always hated it. And if you're the type of person that goes online to purposely piss other people off, you must be a sad individual, man. Like, come on. Get on the game and have fun. Yes, you can play however way you want, but come on. Keep in mind that there are real players behind that keyboard, behind the controller, that just want to have a good time. But we're not here to critique about that. I'm just pointing out my flaws and my point of view of balance. See, when I play as Michael Myers, oh God, that's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. Until bullying happens, we'll just have to see. We have to see more gameplay. We have to see more. We can't really critique and judge just yet. I'm just going to be ahead of the time and just say, hey, you better balance this. Plus, they have more experience. Developers do. But I wanted to throw down all of this, give my thoughts, and we'll just see where it goes from here. And as usual, I will stay on top of this game as much as I can. And I will see you guys on the next one, alright? I hope you all enjoyed this video. And I hope you guys bared with me with my little critiques and all that. So, happy Halloween, y'all. I'll see you on the next update.